Okay. Thank you very much. Let's yeah. Thank you very much. Let's continue from. We are going to look at the last aspect of pharmacokinetic parameters. We have looked at the absorption. We have looked at distribution. We have looked at metabolism. Now the drug has to leave the body. So the process by which the drug is removed from the body or from the systemic circulation or plasma is what we refer to as drug excretion. We'll just look at the process by which drug leaves the body. Later we'll be looking at clinical pharmacokinetic. That we'll be looking at clearance, the rate to which drug is cleared from the blood or the bloodstream. When we are discussing metabolisms, we have said the aim of metabolism is to convert the non-polar drug to polar drug so that the drug will be able to leave the body through different organs or different means. Also to convert the hydrophobic drug to hydrophilic drug so that the drug can also leave the body, because as long as it appears in it hydrophobic, it will be very difficult to leave the body or to be excreted. Also, to make the unionized drug to become ionized so that it can easily be excreted. These are the aim of biotransformation or metabolism. So all the drug that can be converted to water-soluble metabolite, it will be easy for the drug to leave the body. Although some drug can also leave the body, can also be excreted without going through the metabolism, especially if the drug is already polar. A good example is gentamicin. It's a highly polar drug that is an aminoglycoside, so it can easily leave the body. Okay, so that is the major organs of drug elimination, drug excretion is kidney. However, we have so many organs like intestine, the lung, through the saliva, through the sweat, the skin, through the milk, through the mammary gland. So drug can leave the body. The major organs of drug excretion is the kidney. For this reason, we would make our discussion and pay sufficient attention to renal excretion, even though before the end of the lecture, we take some information about other organs of excretion, but we pay our attention for now on the renal excretion. As I've said earlier, that kidney is the major organs of drug excretion, the most important organs of drug excretion. Majority of the drug are excreted through this organ, the kidney. And this renal excretion involve some processes. About 3 processes are involved in the elimination or excretion of the drug through the kidney. And these processes are glomerular filtration, active tubular secretion, and passive tubular reabsorption. These are the three processes by which drug leave the body: glomerulus filtration, active tubular secretion, passive reabsorption. The total renal excretion is actually equal to the glomerular filtration plus active tubular secretion minus passive reabsorption. By the time we take the different processes, we'll see why it is like that. But let's first discuss the glomerular filtration. Of course, we need to get ourselves familiar with the structure of the excretion, or the structure, I beg your pardon, the structure of the kidney. I'm sure you will still remember your physiology and the anatomy of the renal system or the kidney, and also the physiology. We'll be using that knowledge to be able to explain this concept of pharmacokinetic. But the basic unit of the kidney is the nephron, which is actually, and we have thousands of nephrons that make up of the renal system or the kidney. And then, but this will be focusing our attention on this. So just you get yourself acquainted, yourself familiar with this bean-shaped structure called the kidney. Just go back to your elementary biology, and then that will not be a big issue to deal with at the moment. But let's look at the basic unit, and that is the nephron. We are going to be paying attention to the Bowman capsule. We'll pay attention to the Bowman capsule, and then those physiology, you see the efferents and anterors, and then the afferent anterors. The afferent anteror bring the blood from the general circulation to the kidney. This structure is called Bowman capsule. It's like a funnel. We'll see the implication of this structure shortly. And then the efferent anterors return the blood back to the general circulation. Then from there, this organ continue like this to what you call proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule, which go through to provide the loop of Henle. The loop of Henle, this is the ascending, and then this is descending, and this is the ascending loop of Henle. And that also goes straight to form the distant convoluted tubule, and this go to the collecting dot. This structure is so unique, and then because the excretion of the drug take place at different segments. Of course, we have itemized three processes: the glomerular filtration that takes place at the Bowman capsule, that is where you have the glomerulus, while the reabsorption can also take place anywhere in the segment of the nephron, but it takes place prominently or significantly at the proximal convoluted tubule. while the active secretion, tubular secretion, take place at distant conflated tubule, and then the collecting duct remove that which have been excreted down to the bladder, and the bladder discharges out. So I want us to get ourselves familiar with this nephron structure, because that's where we will be taking our discussion. We'll be taking our discussion. Now let's go back to the glomerular filtration. Also, I want you to also get yourself familiar with what we call glomerular filtration rate, and that is for that which is depending on the concentration. That is the rate of filtration through the glomerular depend on few things. It depends on the glomerular filtration rate. That is, glomerular filtration depend on the glomerular filtration rate. It is also depend on the concentration of the free drug. And I want us to go back to our knowledge on drug distribution, because it is only the free drug that is available for distribution, available for metabolism, and also available for excretion. So the concentration of the free drug in the plasma is also depending on it, and also the molecular weight of the drug. Also, the ionization of the drug has to be in ionized form before it can be easily filtered through the glomerular membrane. I'd like you to let me repeat what I have said, that the rate of filtration through the glomerular filtration depends on glomerular filtration rate. It depends on the concentration of the free drug in the plasma. It also depends on the molecular weight. It also depends on the ionized drug of a low molecular weight. That should be less than 10,000 Dalton. When you have sufficient glomerular filtration, sufficient concentration of the free drug, and then a low molecular weight, and then the drug is ionized, it will be easy filter through glomerular filtration. So I want you to take note of this condition that actually affects glomerular filtration. Of course, I've said we have looked at this before, but I'd like us to, we're going to use this structure right now to explain the glomerular filtration. Yes, glomerular filtration, when the afferent anterior brings the afferent anterior brings the blood into the Bowman capsule. The Bowman capsule is like a funnel that can filter whatever is being deposited here. It means there are pores here that allows low molecular weight drug to enter, number one, allowed ionized drug to enter of a low molecular weight, of course, also allowed free drug that are not bind to plasma protein like albumin or alpha acid glycoprotein. It will filter through here. And also drugs that are hydrophilic, drugs that are not lipophilic, they will all be filtered here. Those other drugs who are high in molecular weight, like protein, blood, they will return back to the afferent anterior, back to the general circulation. Those of them too that are lipid soluble, they will also go back, like those that are hydrophobic. And once the glomerular filtration rate favors it, the drug will be filtered here. This is a very simple process. And then it is expected that when the drug is filtered here, when the drug is filtered here, the drug move from here, move from here until it is collected at collector door, take to the bladder, and then it is released and the drug is being eliminated from the body. This is the process of glomerular filtration. And I've said that it is governed by glomerular filtration rate, molecular weight, ionization, plasma protein binding, that is only free drug that is actually entered. So let me just further use this for a better understanding. This is our glomerulus. This is the Bowman capsule, and then this is where the filtration actually takes place here, and then the drugs will go back into this collecting duct. So this is the simple process by which this takes place. And I believe that that is where others too very quickly. Then the next process, the next process will be passive tubular reabsorption. Passive tubular reabsorption. Number one, it is called passive because it does not require the use of energy. And it is called tubular because it takes place in the tube, in the lumen, in the tubule, and also the reabsorption is actually take place. Okay. So what actually happens is that the drug can diffuse. There can be a passive diffusion of the drug molecule. It can occur either in the renal tubule. The drug that have originally been filtered into the renal tubule can passively diffuse back into the general circulation, and that will depend on the concentration, because as of this time, the concentration of this metabolite in the renal tubule is so high compared to the concentration in the general circulation or in the bloodstream. So if there is a concentration gradient, concentration different, the drug molecule can undergo passive diffusion and reabsorb back into the general circulation. Also, this can also happen if the drug that have been filtered, they are lipid soluble. They are lipid soluble. Of course, you need lipid solubility to be able to go through the membrane, the biological membrane, to be able to go back into general circulation. Of course, the pH is also, because once the drug is in his unionized form, it will be able to diffuse. Or if it is in his ionized form, it will not be able to diffuse at all. So these are the conditions that actually happen, meaning that as highly lipid drugs are largely reabsorbed. They are largely reabsorbed back. Also, acid drugs that get ionized in alkaline drug are easily reabsorbed, while basic drugs are this. But let's explain this concept. This concept using this right now. If this will be fine here. Let me explain this concept. Yeah, this is the nephron, and we have said that the afferents arterioles bring the blood here that contain those metabolized drug and then those of them that are of a low molecular weight, they are filtered. Those of them that are polar, they are filtered. Those of them that are hydrophobic, they are filtered. And also those of them that are high molecular weight, they are also filtered. So at this point now, so many drugs are being filtered here. So the concentration of the drug here is so high. compared to the concentration. And this virus is taking it back. So the concentration of the drug in this place now is now high, but majority of them has already been fetus. I hope it's well understood, okay? So it's fetal. So because of the high concentration of the drug here, it is possible for the drug to be passively diffused back into into general circulation, and then it now return back into the general circulation. So at this point is where passive tubular reabsorption takes place. But this can only happen, number one, if the concentration of the drug in this tube is higher than here. Number two, if the drug here is lipid soluble, because it has to cross through some biological membrane. Number three, if the drug is in its unionized form, and also if the drug is non-polar. When this condition is met, the drug will be certainly diffused back into this. This is the process that we call passive tubular reabsorption. And then the drug is taken back quickly into the general circulation. The only thing that is left for this drug now is for the drug to go back into the kidney, I beg your pardon, into the liver for metabolism, and then to be brought back again for excretion. This is beautiful, and this is the simple way for which this can be described. Yeah, let me bring in some clinical pharmacokinetic here, like the clinical kinetic here, that in case of poison, and you want the drug to leave the body through excretion, and if the drug has already been fetal, but because the drug is favoring lipid solubility, the drug is favoring non-polar, the drug has all those factors that can encourage reabsorption or absorption. So if like a drug like aspirin now, aspirin is a weak acid. So if you have an overdose of aspirin, and then the drug has to be excreted, what you need to do is to give another drug that can make the tubule to become alkaline. Drug like ammonia chloride would be a very good drug that will make this tubule to become alkaline. And when you place the alkaline, because aspirin is a weak acid, when it gets to the lumen, it becomes ionized, it becomes polar, then it will not be able to be reabsorbed back again. So also if you also have an overdose of a base, drug like morphine, all you need to do is to also acidify the tubule, and then the drug will become ionized, it will not be able to reabsorb. I think this makes sense. I think it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, so this is the simple process of passive tubular reabsorption. And then the next, the third one is the active tubular secretion. Active tubular secretion. The idea here is this. The idea here is this. Let's go back to our initial structure. Yes. So the idea here is this. We have told that when the afferent brings the drug, and also as you return it back, with a lot of the drug that can be supposed to be excreted, and then the body still find a way of removing it from there. I mean, from the general circulation. And then I'm just trying to, let's see whether we can, yes, okay. I think this will be a very better structure to describe this. This is the afferent anterior that bring it here, and those of them that are unable to be fitted, we have to go back here. So as they are going back here, they form what we call peritubular capillary around the tube, So those of those drugs that are coming here can be withdrawn or can be removed. I'm just trying to get a language that will be a little bit simpler for your understanding. Can be removed into the tube. That process is called active tubular secretion. It's secreting the drug back here into the tubule for the excretion. So how does it happen? Yes, it sounds simple, but it's not as simple. So as the drug is going here, around the tube here, there is an organic transporters that are here, organic transporter that are here. Those organic transporters, there are two. The first one is organic cation transporters, organic cation transporter. And the second one is organic anion transporter. Let's get that one clear. Organic cation transporter. This organic anion transporter, it handles all weak-based drug. While the organic anion that's negative is handle all weak acid drug. I hope it makes sense. Okay, it should be. Now, all the drug here that are organic, that are weak base, will be attracted by this organic cation transport. All the drugs that are weak acid will be attracted by organic anion transport. And this is how the drug is being removed from it. That's why we call it secretion. That's how the drug is being removed from here. However, this will not happen without the use of energy, ATP. That have to be hydrolysis of the ATP to form ATP to release the energy. Once the energy is present, the organic transporter is present, the drug that initially that was unable to be fitted due to the fact that whether they are weak base, due to the fact that whether they are too big, their molecular weight is too much, and also whether they are plasma bound, those drugs will be removed through the organic transport mechanism in the presence of energy through the hydrolysis of ATP. I think this make sense. So these are the three processes by which this actually happen. Another implication here is this: if we administer two drugs together, let's say two drugs like aspirin and penicillin, both drugs, they are weak base, they are weak acid, I beg your pardon, they are weak acid, and then that means they are making use of the same organic transporter. So it means that one of them that have more affinity to the organic transporter will be the one to be separated back into the lumen, while the other one that have low affinity will not be secreted back into the lumen. So these are the three processes by which renal excretion actually take place. And I hope this makes sense. And I hope you understand this very well. So let me just say a few things on other way by which drug can be excreted to the fecal, and to the biliary excretion. Some unabsorbed drug. portion of the oral administered drug are eliminated to the feces. Not all the drug that actually absorb. Those of them, when you take the drug to the oral, those of them that are not absorbed, they get eliminated through the feces, and also through the pulmonary excretion, that is the lung. They are actually the main route of elimination for gaseous and volatile liquids or volatile drug. So that's as well. See, when if they are taking certain drug as they are expand, begin to perceive the odor of the drug. So they actually happen. Also, as I also said in the early, some small amount of drug are also eliminated through the sweat, the saliva, the breast milk, and several of these is being administered. That would be the few things I would like to pass across to you on drug excretion, where we pay specific attention to renal excretion. We look at the glomerular filtration. We look at passive reabsorption. We also look at active tubular secretion. And we also look at the failure segment for which it takes place. The glomerular filtration takes place at Bowman capsule, while that of reabsorption can take place at any segment of the nephron, but is more predominant than the Grossman completed tubule, and also the reabsorption usually take place at distant completed tubule, and all the other one will take place. So thank you very much. I think this is the end of the excretion lecture. Thank you for your time.